Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. One of the biggest disappointments in this dispensation is the betrayal of the Nigerian people by the Labour Party lawmakers in the National Assembly. This crop of lawmakers, especially in the House of Representatives and including the Senate, have been a big disappointment to this country. These are people who never stood a chance of winning any election, but they flew under the wings of Peter Obi and was elected into the Senate and House of Representatives by the Nigerian people for a possible new Nigeria. And they went to the National Assembly and disappointed Nigerian people. That we don't know the difference between the Labour Party lawmakers and the APC lawmakers and the PDP lawmakers is one of the saddest outcome of the 2023 general election. It's a huge, huge disappointment. And this crop of lawmakers are even undermining the political party that brought them to power. And a typical example of that rascality was these lawmakers under the aegis of House of Representative caucus of the Labour Party that had access to the national leadership of the party. They have to go public to oppose the national convention of the party that was planned by the national leadership of their party. They have to go to the media. Obviously, these people have lost their mind. They have lost their senses of reasoning once they got to the National Assembly. And they are likely to pay a price for it. Because truth be told, many of them will not be re-elected because their true colors have been found out. When they were going to the National Assembly, everyone was expecting them to be different from the other parties that are known for their profligacy, for their corruption, for their looting, the PDP and the APC. These are the two scam masters when it comes to looting of Nigerian resources, APC and PDP. Labour Party was supposed to be the party of change. The APC ran their election in 2015 under the guise of Party for Change, APC change. But there was no change from them. They were as rotten as the PDP when it comes to corruption. So you can therefore imagine my surprise when I saw the caucus of the Labour Party in the House of Representatives opposing the national leadership of the party about the election, about the national convention that they put on. If you go through, when we go through what the things they are saying here, you know that these people are actually reading a script to destroy Labour Party. In fact, these people want to destroy Labour Party so that perhaps they will go back to their PDP or their APC in the next election. They are siding with the enemies of the Labour Party. The Labour Party is a party that most Nigerians are having confidence in terms of creating a new Nigeria, in terms of having a party that is not as corrupt as the PDP and the APC. Now let us look at what these caucus people are talking about. Because why I found it very disappointing was that these guys have access to the national leadership of the party. If they have any issue about the national convention, they could have gone to meet the national leadership of the party without going to the press. But no, their target was to demarcate the Labour Party, to embarrass the national leadership of the party, and the next and also embarrass Peter Obi, who is seen as the leader of the party, even though he's not holding any executive position in the party. That's what it's all about. Now, because I don't know how many of you are aware, there was this statement by the House of Representative caucus of the Labour Party, where they call for the postponement of the national convention of the party, earlier scheduled to hold at the end of the month. That's at the end of this month, this March. The Labour Party caucus leader in the House, Honorable Afam Victor Ogene, was the one that issued a statement where he said that the postponement of the National Convention was necessary to allow for further consultation in the light of the party's lingering leadership skirmishes. There is no party leadership skirmishes. The court has made it clear that that Abure is the national chairman of the party. He is the leader of the party. He is leading the executive arm of the party. There is no lingering dispute. If not that these people have sided with the enemies of the Labour Party, they will not be able to craft this kind of statement that it is in the light. They want it to be postponed because there's a leadership dispute. In other words, what they are believing the rubbish that Arabambi and Apapa and Co. The falsehood they are spreading that they are leaders of the party. So they are believing that there is a faction, when the court has made it clear that Abure is the national chairman of the party. So you can see why I'm disappointed with this set of people. He said the Labour Party national leadership had in a letter dated March 13 notifying the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, of the proposed conduct of the National Convention of the party, announced a change of date and venue for the exercise. The letter disclosed that the venue was changed from Benin City, Edo State, to Umuahia, Abia State, while the date was altered from March 29 to March 27. The development, according to the letter, endorsed by both the national chairman of the party, Barrister Julius Abure, and the national secretary, Alhaji Omar Farouk Ibrahim, is because the earlier dates fell on Good Friday, a very important date for the Christian faith all over the world. However, the Labour Party House of Representatives members say that beyond the above reason, the party needed more time to put the house in order, make proper and wider consultation, and make efforts to bring every stakeholder on board before it will go ahead with such an important party event. So what it means that the National Convention of the party should not go ahead until you bring people like Arabambi and people like Apapa. These are people that are working against the Labour Party, people that took their party to court, people that are disgruntled elements. You have to, until they are reconciled. It means they don't want the convention to take place. Until they reconcile. Does Apapa and Arabambi and all these people look like people who want anything good for Labour Party? These are people working for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. These are people in Labour Party working for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. These are the people that these Labour Party lawmakers want until they reconcile all these guys. Then before the National Convention will take place. These guys are not ready for reconciliation. These guys want to destroy the Labour Party, all in their bid to undermine Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of Labour Party in the last presidential election. Now, listening to Honorable Ogene, this is what he said: National Convention of any national political party is such an important event that ought not to be conducted without proper planning or in a hurry. In other words, he's taking a jab as his own national leadership of his party that they planned the National Convention in a hurry. That they planned it in a hurry. Who told him that they planned it in a hurry? He's there in the National Assembly. Is he part of those that are running the secretariat of the party? He said that they want to conduct National Convention without proper planning. Can you imagine taking a jab on the national leadership of your party in public, because this is a statement they issued for public consumption? Going ahead, Ogene wrote, he said, while we acknowledge that the various challenges currently being thrown at the national leadership may have been responsible for the seemingly sloppy organization. Look at the way it was. Look at the adjective used in describing the arrangement for the convention. Sloppy organization of the proposed convention. We hasten to add that the fact that many stakeholders, including my colleagues in the parliament, were not carried along in the whole process, leaves resentment trailing the process. While we agree that the 29th earlier scheduled is not appropriate for the reasons given, we also note that 27th is not any better. Indeed, many have wondered why a national convention will even be more preferable as against the bottom-up approach of beginning congresses from the wards. In fact, even more fundamental is the health and sustainability of our dear party. The party has for some time now witnessed internal friction and glitches, just like every other political party in the nation. So we in the House of Representatives, as the direct representatives of the people, are of the view that the party needs some time to smoothen the rough edges in the party leadership system and operational mechanism before the next convention. In other words, he is buying the idea in the media by people like Arabambi and Apapa that Labour Party is in crisis. So until this crisis is settled, the convention shouldn't take place. Going on, he said, so for these reasons, we respectfully call for the postponement of the National Convention and the immediate activation of consultation mechanism that will inject a healing and reinvigorating tonic in the party for a more successful and sustainable future for the overall good of our teaming supporters and Nigeria in general. Now that's Ogene for you, the leader of the House of Representative caucus of the Labour Party. It is obvious that the Labour Party caucus in the House of Representatives, like their Senate counterpart, they have failed as true ambassadors of the people. They have failed woefully. Here they are claiming to be the true representatives of the people. But from all we have seen since they were sworn in June, it was all about themselves and not about the Nigerian people. It's all about themselves and not about the Nigerian people. And I support the national leadership of the Labour Party who have warned them. The national leadership of the Labour Party has warned them that they should realize that the party is supreme. And if they don't take note of that, there will be disciplinary actions will be taken against them. And I support that if they don't learn lesson about this, if they keep on going to the press to ridicule the leadership of their party, sanctioning them will be in order. These are people who never believed they will be in the National Assembly. In their life, they stood no chance. But the Peter Obi phenomenon, the Peter Obi tsunami, swept them into National Assembly. And instead of using that opportunity to make themselves, market themselves to the level that Nigerians will never forget their 4 years at the National Assembly and work for them to return in 2027. They are busy trying to be like the PDP and the APC lawmakers. And it is obvious that they are working hand in hand with the enemies of the Labour Party to undermine the leadership of Julius Abure. Because right now, there are several people calling for Abure to be sacked. They are coming up with all kinds of allegations, corruption, all kinds of things. They are throwing at the man so that he be kicked aside. Why are they doing that? Because they have this perception that Abure is close to Peter Obi. So if they hurt Abure, they have hurt Peter Obi. But they didn't know that Peter Obi is a shining star of his own that cannot be dimmed by anybody. But they are unrelenting. Even ahead of this convention, there are those calling for why should they hold convention? That it should step aside. And the lawmakers in their statement, they betrayed their ignorance. They were talking about that the party should start reorganization, electing congresses from the bottom up. That's because they didn't understand the constitution of the Labour Party. The constitution of the Labour Party is different from the constitution of the APC and the PDP. Because in line with Article 15, 1 to 4 of the Labour Party constitution, the tenure of the wards, state, and national executive, they are not the same. While the ward, local government, and state executive, they stay for 3 years. National executive is for 4 years. So you don't have to wait you don't have to start from the ward level Congress before you get to the national. No. There are different time frame. But of course, you can't blame Ogene. These are people that just rush into Labour Party. They didn't bother to read the Constitution. And they are quick to rush to the media to issue a statement. Because most of the things they complain about is not anything that they could not have gone to the secretariat of the Labour Party and meet with Abure or the national secretary of the party and make their case. But no, they have to rubbish Labour Party in the eyes of the public so that to help in diminishing in their own thinking the influence of Peter Obi. It's very unfortunate that Labour Party, that people had hope. The lawmakers were a big disappointment. You have a role model like Peter Obi, and you are in the National Assembly under his wings, and you didn't try even to pretend to be like Peter Obi by your actions. They went to the National Assembly, their lips were sealed. All kinds of corruption were taking place there. Even this budget padding, it is the Labour Party lawmakers that are supposed to have discovered it. They're supposed to have said something about it. It is not Ningi of the PDP. Because even Ningi, his so-called discovery of the budget padding was not altruistic. It's all politics. But Labour Party, coming from the background of Peter Obi, ought to show an example to the nation by being the party that discovered this pattern, because they are not just there like other political parties. They are there for a new Nigeria, for a change. But they disappointed Nigerian people. They are there like every other political party. They are there grabbing the 160 million naira SUVs. They didn't reject it. They didn't make any noise about it. They accepted it. Apparently, many of them will be among those that collected 200 million, like Jaribe said, or those who collected 500 million. I don't know how. Whatever millions they collected and sealed their lips. They have really disappointed Nigerians. Major events are happening in this country. They're supposed to be the main opposition, because there is no much difference between the APC and the PDP. I keep saying it, no difference between APC and PDP. So the Labour Party is supposed to be the party of change, a party of new beginning for Nigeria, a party that will look into the National Assembly books and discover how they are stealing money. But this discovery was not made by the Labour Party, because Labour Party were just there like the other parties, collecting whatever had to be collected without caring about the Nigerian people. Do you know the credit he would have given to Labour Party if it was a Labour Party lawmaker that discovered this party and brought it out in the open? But the Labour Party who had National Assembly, instead of concentrating in their duty, they are playing politics with the national leadership of their party, as if that is the major issue facing them. They have really disappointed Nigerians. Because once they arrive at the National Assembly, they were acclimatized in the ways of the National Assembly, and they couldn't resist. They couldn't resist the aroma, the urge to be like APC and PDP lawmakers. And now people can no longer differentiate between the two of them, between the two of them. Nothing to distinguish them, nothing to set them apart. The Labour Party lawmakers have lost golden opportunity to show the difference, to show the reason why Nigerians should trust them to take power in 2027. Already we know that Labour Party, but for the rigging, Peter Obi won that election. But in Nigeria, you know how Nigeria election is. The incumbent always like to rig the election, and if they can get away with it, they get away with it. It is when the incumbent found out that go, no go, as they say in local parlance, like in 2015, the PDP has to hands off, because at that time, the country was ready to be consumed by violence. So, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan and the PDP respected themselves and take themselves out of the system. Because, no doubt about it, they would have loved to rig it. But the APC was a match for them. You know, before the election, even the APC was talking about that there will be parallel government if the election was rigged. So they were able to match PDP with a force in which the PDP chickened out. And that is exactly the kind of thing that has to happen. If not, APC will still like to rig the election again in 2027 until they meet a kind of force with which they use in intimidating the PDP in 2015. They meet it in 2027, they will respect themselves. Even INEC will not be able to rig the election for them. INEC will go the way Nigerian people want it and announce the real results, and the APC will be kicked out of power for spreading poverty in Nigeria, for making Nigeria the poverty capital of the world, for spreading poverty of unprecedented proportion in the past 8.5 years. So the Labour Party really, in the National Assembly, need to purge themselves. They need to purge themselves of the contamination of the PDP and the APC, so that they will be in a position where they could be seen as an alternative in the 2027 election. Because already Nigerians have seen it, that Peter Obi would have been a better hand handling this economy than Bola Ahmed Tinubu or Atiku Abubakar. Now that Tinubu is there, everybody has seen his incapacity to handle the economic situation of the country. What they are doing now is just trial and error. There is no clear-cut policy to ease Nigeria out of the present economic crisis. That even the Financial Times of London describe this crisis that we are in as a generational. This is like, it's first in a generation that you can meet this kind of economic disaster that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has put the country. And Nigerians are looking up to Peter Obi in 2027 to redeem the country. But how can he redeem the country when the Labour Party lawmakers, who ought to borrow a leaf from him in the National Assembly, are busy doing anti-party activities, busy supporting the destruction of their party and all that? Those Labour Party people should purge themselves of the contamination of the APC and the PDP, so that they will be found suitable to return to that National Assembly when Peter Obi will emerge president in a free and fair election in 2027. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.